A retired government veterinary surgeon, Rodney Stebbing, suggests that the decision to cull badgers is not the answer to combat the problem of bovine TB. The government has given the go-ahead to cull as many as 100,000 badgers by trained marksmen. First of all, what is cattle TB, Mr. Stebbing?
Cattle TB is a bacterial disease that centers in the lymphatic system but localizes in the respiratory system and other organs of the body.
Why are badgers said to be the main cause for this?
The bacterium is found in badgers and in cattle. Back in the 70s and 80s, work was done in Weybridge. Since that time, research efforts have been centered on the relationship between badgers and cattle. 10 years ago, the government set up a scientific experiment to establish the exact nature of badgers in the recycling of the disease. Professor Krebs was set the task to find out how badgers operated. He spent years on experiments to find out the relationship of TB in badgers and cattle. They found that although badgers were involved, if badgers are eliminated from the areas where cattle catch TB, the resulting occurrence in cattle is reduced slightly. On further extermination of the badgers, they found that the situation actually got worse rather than better. They attributed this to the phenomenon of perturbation. Perturbation means that as badgers are eliminated, other badgers move in, and instead of getting rid of the disease, the situation is made worse. Professor Krebs explained this to the government. Although the government have always said that they would base their operations on scientific evidence, they seem to, in this instance, have virtually ignored all those 10 years' work.
If they get these marksmen in, do you feel that farmers just go and take it upon themselves?
This cull is a try-out culling of badgers. These are taking place in two areas where the problem is bad. Farmers and sharpshooters in the area have been given a license to take out badgers with rifles at night time. To have any effect at all, they will need to take out at least 3,000 to 4,000 badgers in both areas. There's the danger of badgers not being taken out in the initial shots, being injured and running off. I don't think it's being very well monitored, and I'm not surprised that there is considerable public and political anxiety over this cull.
I've heard that there are trials that have been going on in North Pembrokeshire to vaccinate. Why not in England?
Wales got permission to use a vaccine for badgers. The animals are caught using a bait. On inspection, any animals that have been caught have been vaccinated with a badger vaccine and then released. If the experimenters who are doing this in Wales can make sure that they vaccinate at least a majority of the badger, eventually the population will become immune, and I can't see why the English operatives aren't going to try and go down this route as well. I'm sure we could have waited to see how the Welsh get on with theirs before we go to take out badgers with shotguns.
As badgers are wild animals, it would have been better to vaccinate the cows.
You've hit the nail on the head. The holy grail of tuberculosis in cattle is to get a vaccine. All efforts should be focused on getting a vaccine that can be applied on a herd basis when other routine medical treatments are being given to cattle.